Built a business, want to grow that business even more? What are some of the key things you have to put in place if you're going to scale and grow as a business owner? My name is James White, and in this video I'm going to share with you the 6 key factors that I believe are critical in enabling you to grow and thrive as a business owner and achieve the success that you had when you dreamed of starting your company. I'm a small business sales expert. I've helped companies achieve incredible growth over the course of the years, and I'm on a mission to make sure that you and your company achieve similar growth. So let's have a look at the video and work out what the 6 things are that you need to put in place and solve if you're to make sure you achieve the growth that you want to. Let's have a look at the video. So great businesses that grow and add more people to their team, that when you look at from the outside are doing incredible things, and you might there sit there and think and wonder, how can I get my company doing that? What is it that these companies are doing that I'm not doing? I'm going to share with you the 6 things that I think are critical from my experience of working with thousands of small businesses over the years. The companies that I see do incredibly well have these 6 things in common, and the founders and the CEOs are driven by them on a regular basis. Point number 1 is this: they've got a brilliant vision. And that vision is something that excites them, excites their team members, and excites their customers. It's a vision that people think, wow, that's big, it's appealing, it's engaging. It's something that makes me think, wow, I want to do something with that company. And as I always say to people, it's never the sausage that sells, it's the sizzle. Your vision, what you do and how you run your business is what other people start to look at. They're not buying the what you do, they're buying the why you do it, as Simon Sinek said. So you've got to be in a position where you create a compelling vision that's got a reason to change and do things. I'll be honest with you, my vision is helping business owners all around the world get free from financial anxiety and build the companies they want to. And that's what makes me do everything I do. What's your vision? And if you haven't got a vision that's compelling, that's achieving, that's bigger than just you, and a vision isn't something that's hitting a target. It's about trying to change something in the world. It's about trying to have an impact. It's about trying to do something that's positive. And by the way, the modern workforce loves to have a vision, loves to get behind it and want to work with you. So if your vision isn't strong enough, your chances are you're going to struggle to scale and grow. Build a vision that it compels and excites and it makes other people want to follow you, and it's going to be the starting point to achieving incredible growth and success. So point number 2, and the biggest challenge that so many small business owners face, is replicating them. The reality is when you build your business, you care about it, you put time and effort and energy into it, and you're able to learn and deliver and do all the things that we have to do as business owners to achieve success. But the challenge comes, as we grow, we have to bring other people on board. And the challenge is we start to think they're not like us. Why can't they do this in this way? And why can't they do this? The reality is they're not you. And the only way you can scale and grow is if you start to document and systemize the way you operate as a business. I've learned this the hard way, that when I was doing fantastic work as a consultant, for me to grow my business and to build it onto the next stage, I had to put things in place that enabled other people to come in and join me and then follow the process and activity that I'm working on. I had to be in a position, I can't replicate me, thank goodness many would say, but what I had to do is be able to look for the right type of skills, the characteristics. How did I want people to operate? Should they do certain tasks? And I had to document and make sure that we had that outlined so that I could then bring people in, the right people that match my values and my culture, and make sure they could then do the job. The very best business owners are able to look at where they're strong and where their strengths are and focus on doing more of that and finding people that can help in those areas, but also where they're weak at, where they have challenges and bringing people in to help them in those areas. You can't replicate you as a founder, but what you can do is systemize and structure so much of what you do to make sure and look for the right values and culture and ethics in people to make sure that you bring your skills and passion and leadership to a new team of people that can help you achieve results. You can't replicate you, but you can document and systemize the good and the things that need improving and use that as a framework to go build and get better. So building on point number 2 around replicating you is point number 3 about consistency. You have to build consistency if you want to scale and grow. And there's a brilliant book by John Warrillow that talks about Built to Sell. And within that book, he talks around building a consistent, repeatable model that gets delivered to a specific group of people on a regular basis. And this is how companies scale. And if you're in the same position where you're thinking, well, too much of what we do is random and is bespoke to each individual, then the chances are you may not achieve the scale and plans you want. To scale and grow, you have to build consistency. I always say to people, McDonald's don't do the best burgers, but the burger's the same wherever you go. And the reality is that consistency is key. And if you go to any organization, Costa, a restaurant chain, maybe a department store, what you'll see are common values and common ways and processes of operating. They're able to promise something with their marketing and their sales and then know that they've trained their team and put the right systems and structures to deliver it consistently. And they manage people for exceptions. They manage people to deliver in that way. That doesn't mean to say we've created robots, but they've created a framework to follow. And that framework for consistency is vital if you're going to get the success you want. You simply won't scale if everything is a bit here and there and one point's here and one point's there, because your customers won't get an understanding and acceptance of how you operate, and they won't recommend you to other people because they're never sure what they're going to get on which day. Build consistency, build structures, make sure you put the right frameworks in place, and then train your team to engage with them to deliver, and then measure what they're doing, measure the standards they're setting. And if you do that, it's going to help you scale, it's going to help you build, it's going to help you grow. So the fourth point linked to the consistency is if you're in a service-based business, you're going to need people to do that. And that links into my next point around build a culture. Your culture is critical. And the industry commentator Peter Drucker said once, culture eats strategy for breakfast. The companies that are doing incredibly well, the ones that are growing, have a people culture that is so vibrant, so dynamic. The people are coming into work not because they're having to do something, because they're passionate about the vision or the cause that that company's working to work towards. I remember speaking to a company that I love and love the culture they've created, a company called Naked Wines. I'll share it here now. I spoke to 4 different people from the company over the course of the last couple of weeks, and every time they were engaging, they were friendly, they were happy. They may well be having bad days, but they didn't show it. They came across in a consistent way, and it made me excited and happy to be there as a customer, even though we had a problem with one of the deliveries. They then did some things to try and solve it. So the key thing is build a culture that works. I fundamentally believe in the current modern era, if you don't look after your team, don't look after the people that work for you, you're going to find it a challenge to recruit other people, and you're going to find it a challenge to keep the people you've got. The workforce, especially in the UK, is getting tighter and tighter. There are more people that are looking to get higher wages elsewhere, and if you're not looking after people and treating them with respect, you're going to probably fall behind. So build that culture, build an energy in your company that makes people so excited about working, and not just about working 9 to 5, but doing what they need to do to get the job done. And if you've got that alongside great vision, then you're going to be in a great position to make your company one that's attractive, that's going to drive you to growth. So point number 5 relates to your time. When I engage with CEOs, I continually say to them their time, and they know this, that their time is the most valuable asset they have. And the reality is, you as a CEO, your time is critical. You have the same as everyone else, 24 hours in the day to maximize. I think it's around 1,440 minutes to maximize what you want to do. And we know we spend 6 or 7 hours of that sleeping and maybe some other hours getting exercise. So the reality is we've got to be proactive about our time. And a key thing I would encourage you to do is to focus your time on the things that are going to make an impact and difference in your business, linked to a plan that you've created. Another great book I recommend in this area is called The One Thing by Gary Keller. And he talks about putting your plan in place with a goal for maybe the 1 year or the 3 year plan you have, and then linking that back to quarterly and monthly and weekly targets. And if you do that, then you can then start to say, is the work I'm doing now going to affect that? Or another great book that I'm in the process of reading is a book called Will It Make the Boat Go Faster? Which is all again about making sure you've got clear goals and how you've got plans to achieve them. The reality is you've got to make sure you protect your time. And maybe being in a position where you start saying no, or being open and honest with people and saying at the moment that's not a priority and you don't want to waste their time, is a better thing than just attending meetings that are not going to go anywhere, or you're doing but you're thinking, not sure where this fits into what I'm trying to achieve. Be focused on your time, protect it, diary block, time block, put time aside for the key people, the important people in your life. But then if you've got time for business development and growing the business or setting up structures or whatever area you're focusing on, put it in your diary, commit to doing it, and then commit to taking action to make those time frames that you're putting in place valuable and useful for you. And point number 6, and my final point when it comes to growing and scaling your business, is make time to keep learning. Michelangelo said it once, the guy that painted the Sistine Chapel said, 87, I'm still learning. And I'm 47, and I'm still learning all the time as well. I'm consistently on the hunt for new techniques, new ideas, new ways of considering and looking at things. I'm intrigued by artificial intelligence and automation at the moment, what they're doing in my marketplace. I'm on the hunt to continue learning, and I make time each week for learning by listening to books, to podcasts, to watching webinars, and going and attending training. And you've got to do the same thing as a business owner. Of course, it means learning and listening from the right people, but don't shut your mind and your eyes and your heart to learning when it's critical to your business success. The world isn't going to be the same place in 1 year's time, and the impact that could have on your business could be huge. There could be a technological advancement, a financial change, something that goes on that puts you in a different position. So your job is to stay aware of what's happening and make sure you're learning the things that can help you grow and scale and build the business, build that team, build a brilliant vision and service, but making sure that you're doing that in a way that makes you feel happy. Your time is the most precious thing you have, but if you spend it learning, developing, growing your knowledge, you're never going to do badly wrong. And whatever happens, you can always then pick up on the learnings you've had and use them in different ways. Spend time learning, make time for it in your diary. And if you do that along with building consistent structures, building a culture and a vision that excites people, and making sure that you're passionate about what you do and scaling and replicating your energy and drive as a business owner, it's going to help you on the path to growth. These 6 things are what I recommend, but maybe you've had different insights. What are the key things that you've seen that are critical for growth? Put them in the comment section, let me know. But I know these 6 things, if you put them in place and deliver them in the right way, will help you and your company scale. And I can't wait to see you do it. Please share with me the stories of how this video has helped you and let me know so that we can share it with other people and help them get the same results as well. Thanks for watching the video. Look forward to seeing you next Saturday. If you do like the video, like, subscribe to the channel, let's share it with others, and see you then for another video.